The Miami Dolphins are clinging to a shred of hope in what's been a whirlwind of a 2024 season. A team that came into the year with high expectations is now staring down the brutal reality of needing a miracle to keep their playoff dreams alive. It's been a year filled with ups, downs, and gut-punching inconsistencies, but somehow, they're still in the mix, just barely. Let's unpack where they stand and how they might pull off the impossible. The Dolphins didn't enter this season to play catch-up. They were supposed to be contenders, a team on the rise, with enough firepower on offense and resilience on defense to punch their ticket to January football. But things haven't gone according to plan. Inconsistent play from the offense, untimely injuries, and a handful of head-scratching losses have derailed what could have been a dominant campaign. The Week 7 loss to the Indianapolis Colts now looms large as a tiebreaker nightmare, and the Dolphins have spent the last few weeks scrambling to pick up the pieces. Here's the thing, the Dolphins aren't dead yet. They've somehow stayed afloat in the crowded AFC playoff picture, but the margin for error is razor-thin. Every remaining scenario boils down to one non-negotiable: Miami must win their final 2 games. No ifs, ands, or buts. Winning out gives them a chance, but they'll need a lot of help from other teams to make this work. This Sunday, they'll face the Cleveland Browns, a team with nothing to lose but a chip on their shoulder. The Dolphins are favored by 6.5 points, but let's not pretend that guarantees anything. Miami has to handle business here, and then again in Week 18 when they take on the New York Jets. That's where things get dicey. Let's break it down. Miami's playoff hopes hinge on 3 potential scenarios, and none of them are simple. Dolphins win both games against the Browns and Jets. Chargers lose their final 2 games against the Patriots and Raiders. Colts drop at least 1 game either against the Giants or Jaguars. Another scenario is the Dolphins winning both games, Broncos losing their final 2 games to the Bengals and Chiefs, and Colts still needing to drop 1. Lastly, the most complicated but ideal scenario would be the Dolphins winning out, Chargers and Broncos losing out, and the Colts slipping up at least once. If any of these play out, Miami sneaks into the playoffs as the 7th seed, likely facing the Buffalo Bills or another AFC powerhouse in the wild card round. But, and this is a big but, if all 3 scenarios miraculously align, the Dolphins could jump to the 6th seed. That would be a game-changer, as they'd avoid Buffalo and have a fighting chance against a more favorable opponent. Now for the gut-wrenching part, Miami could also be eliminated as soon as this weekend. Even if they beat the Browns, their fate doesn't rest solely in their hands. The Dolphins could be eliminated if they lose or tie either game, or if the Chargers and Broncos both win or tie one of their remaining games. Just like that, Miami's season could end, and the harsh truth is that the Dolphins are dancing on a knife's edge. If you're holding on to hope, there are reasons to believe. Despite the roller coaster season, the Dolphins have shown flashes of brilliance. When they're firing on all cylinders, their offense can be electric, and their defense has had moments of sheer dominance. The Week 14 win over the Jets showed what this team is capable of when they put it all together. Can they replicate that magic in the final 2 weeks? The AFC playoff picture is a tangled web. The Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans, and Baltimore Ravens have already locked up spots, leaving just 3 wild-card slots up for grabs. Right now, the Chargers, Broncos, and Steelers hold those positions, but it's far from settled. The Colts, Bengals, and Dolphins are all breathing down their necks, with Miami sitting just outside the bubble. The Colts hold a head-to-head edge over Miami. Miami, however, edges out Cincinnati in AFC record. The Broncos and Chargers have split their matchups, adding another layer of unpredictability. The question isn't just whether the Dolphins can win their final 2 games, it's whether they can finally rise to the occasion under pressure. These next 2 weeks are more than just games, they're a chance for Miami to prove they belong in the postseason conversation. But it's not just about execution on the field, it's about heart, grit, and a refusal to quit when everything's on the line. The Dolphins' season has been one of missed opportunities, but they're not out of chances yet. If they can find a way to channel the energy and urgency needed to win out, the dream stays alive. And for a fan base hungry for success, that glimmer of hope might just be enough to keep believing.